Check. Mic check. What's up, Jay?
Hey, what's up, Risky? Did you have a good Labor Day weekend?
I sure did. Did a lot of boating, did a lot of beaching. Didn't get to play any golf, but that's all right.
Nice. I spent a little time at the resort. Weekend was good. Tuesday, not so good. Just got out of surgery.
Yeah, jeez.
And that wasn't any fun. But
show that hospital band off to the people.
That's right. I'm just kind of recovering now, but I'm doing better.
Well, glad to hear it. You ready to do this thing?
Let's go.
All right. This is Golf Nation, the show that brings you interviews with the best and brightest people in the industry. Join us for a round as we learn about their life, business, and so much more. Golf isn't just about playing the game, it's about connecting with others and getting away from our everyday lives. Now here's your host and the CEO of GolfCritique.com, Jeremy Lee.
Oh, Golf Nation, what is up? You are listening to episode 40 of the Golf Nation podcast, brought to you by none other than GolfCritique.com, the best search engine in golf. And it is, man, you didn't play golf this weekend, but I got to play a little bit this weekend, which was nice. And if you're not on GolfCritique.com, if you're not searching for your next round on GolfCritique.com, then you are missing out. We are, again, booking engines for courses, instruction, trips, all kinds of great contributors coming on to the platform. We are growing every day. And today we have an awesome instructor with us as well. And so we're just, we just want to do good for the game.
That's it,
man. Today's guest is quite a well-known PGA Class A instructor based out of Stanford, California. You've probably seen his unique instructional videos on Instagram that combine his passions of golf and music. Not only does he teach the great game of golf, but he also has his own podcast, Far From Par, where they discuss what makes golf enjoyable without the classic country club squid talk, as they like to call it. Once a Division III hockey player at Salve Regina University in Newport, Rhode Island, his focus shifted to teaching golf and growing his online teaching platform with the Skillest app. Please help me welcome the unique, the talented, Mr. Jake Hutt. Jake, what is happening, man?
Just chilling. Got a whole bunch of smoke out here in California. Feel like the state's burning down, but just doing my thing, making videos, teaching and having fun with it. So yeah, stoked to be on. Appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah, not a problem, man. Well, you are a cool dude. You definitely got the California vibe. I love the hair. I love the image. It's really cool. I have heard about the fires out there in California. You guys got some record heat out there going crazy. Dry heat's probably not a good thing for fires. So we're definitely thinking about you guys and our prayers and all those people that have been affected by that. My sister lives out in San Jose, so I've been hearing a little bit of the news, and I think we've actually had some people kind of come out of the tournament this week because of it.
Yeah, I would imagine there's definitely been some withdrawals. It's crazy. I wouldn't go up there right now. I wouldn't drive anywhere near those things. They're hairy.
Yeah. Where's the main problems in the San Bernardino area, Sacramento area?
San Bernardino is way down south. And then they're everywhere. They're Northern California, Southern California.
Yeah, I think it's up to like 10,000 acres now.
Crazy. It's dry out there.
Ridiculous.
Y'all need some rain. It's very rainy sometimes, and then not so rainy other times. This dry heat.
Crazy. Yep.
Yeah. Well,
we need some rain.
Oh yeah, I know. Well, we've had plenty of it in North Carolina. We'd love to figure out how to shift some of that water over to you guys.
Yeah, no kidding.
One of these days, we'll build a pipeline that just can kind of just shift it out there, and you won't have to worry about this no more. Be kind of nice. So,
that would be nice.
Well, let's get into a recap of the PGA Tour. DJ
killing it again.
Dude, he is on fire.
Yeah.
And it was interesting. I heard something this week. Somebody asked a question on Instagram. Can anybody beat DJ when he's at his best? When he's at his best against other people at his best. Jake, is there anybody that you think can beat DJ when he's at his absolute best?
No one's going to beat him when he's at his best. He's unbelievable.
I mean, even from putting. I mean, he's making putts in from everywhere. So he
He's
kind of got
definitely a
over
beast.
his personal issues. And I think, I mean, to me, it's got to help to have the great one, a hockey player, to in his mind to know how to be great. He's got to have an influence on him, I would say. Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah. When you're in the house, I mean, when you're just being around Gretter, that's just the greatness rubs off on you. It has to, I'd imagine.
Oh yeah, it has to.
Well, and I think if you look at any great player all time, they've just been a step and above in the mental game. You know, there's a lot of people out there that have physical skills.
Mm-hmm.
But when you can combine mental skills and mental intuitiveness to those skills, those physical skills,
Yeah.
it comes out in dominant fashion. And
I think that's
dedication.
90% of the game too, is all mental.
For sure. I mean, there's a lot of talented people that never make it on the tour because they can't, they just can't stay focused in and out every single day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a grind. It is a grind out there. So, well, DJ 21 under par. I mean, he continues to just dominate. He wins by 4? 3.
I think it was 3.
3.
Yeah.
He was up 5, and he kind of came back low. He shot 1 under the last day, which is all he needed to do. He had such a big lead going into the last day. Xander, another California kid, had another good showing at Eastlake. I think this is the 3rd year in a row that he's shown. We got to remember this for next year in our DraftKings because he's been getting steadily better at Eastlake every single year.
Yeah.
JT had a great comeback from the week before. He was 25th the week before, and it was great to see him back in second. Rom, right back there at 5th. Scotty continues to impress. The quietest 59 on tour history a couple weeks back, and he's still coming in and moving up. Morikawa dropped a little bit. He didn't have a great week. I thought he would play a little bit better. He kind of rode the wave a little bit, I think. Hatton's always a great player from overseas. And then rounding out the top 8 is Munoz, Reed, and McIlroy. McIlroy did okay. I mean, for a new baby, his mind was...
Yeah, I'm sure golf was like the last thing on his mind at the time, but hey, that's some extra motivation for you to go out there and do something. I know last week we didn't even think he was going to be playing, but then that turned around shockingly because I guess the baby came in time to where he could make it out there and play. So good for him. I mean,
and he's probably not getting much sleep either. So
yeah. Well, I think he was only with his daughter for like three days before he left.
Oh yeah, because she wasn't. Oh yeah, I wasn't thinking that he wasn't at home in Florida.
Yeah.
So gotcha. Yeah, so he probably did get some sleep. The wife probably didn't get any sleep, but no. Congratulations to Rory. That's an incredible gift.
Mm-hmm.
Another a baby in his life, and so happy for him. And going from there. DJ again, 20 birdies for the week. 9 bogeys, though. He had a little bit more bogeys this week than we thought.
Mm-hmm.
Jake, how's the game these days? How many birdies you averaging round?
God, I don't know how many I'm averaging. I played last round. I made 3 birdies on the back 9. I was happy with that.
Yeah. It's tough for us instructors, man.
Honest. I just go out and whack it around and have fun.
Hey, I know. It's so funny. I mean, if you make a lot of birdies, it makes up for those big numbers. If you can keep doubles and above out, you can afford to have some bogeys, and you're seeing that consistently in and out every week on the tours. Hey, if you're dropping 20, 30 birdies, then who cares about your 9 bogeys?
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty good week for you. So, Rom, again, second round.
Yeah, that second round, I mean,
Yikes.
he had 1 birdie on the front and then 3 bogeys and a double bogey as well.
I'd say he probably lost it in that second round.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's good, but I mean... He, I still like Rom. I think he's trending in the right direction. He's gonna be around a long time. He's got a really short, compact swing. What's Jake, your teaching method? You like little short, compact swings, or you like long, fluid swings?
Oh, it totally depends. Totally depends on the golfer, how you're built, how your wingspan, how tall you are. There's a ton of variables that go into it. I think people get caught up in what a swing looks like. And there's just so many ways to do it that, they both work. Look at Phil, Rom, different body types. They're creating power very differently. And they both work for sure.
No, I agree.
No preference on my end.
Yeah, always kind of depends on how that student learned. You know, you got like a student that has a compact swing and you try to completely change them to a long flute swing. That's going to be a little tough change for them. You know?
Yeah, that'll be a disaster.
Yeah, but we see it every day in the instruction world, don't we? It's insane to me. Sometimes we see instructors just have a one set mind on how somebody should swing and try to make it. It's not always that way. It's about impact position, in my opinion.
Yeah, impact. Impact certainly is important. I think focusing on impact there's good and bad parts about it. While it's easy to look at pictures and to say, yeah, impact is number one. I would say I'm more of a believer in letting impact be more of a result. You certainly do have to train it, and you have to understand where you're going, but trying to manipulate that position, I think, is a waste of time. I think, well, I shouldn't say a waste of time, but you see the guys with shaft lean, and then players try and get there by holding on to the club.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of throwing the club, just throwing the club, letting it kind of pull you around. And so, so impact, I think impact is, in my opinion, I would say is more of a result than something you actively try and achieve. I guess I'll leave it at that.
No, I think that's great. No, that's great. And we'll get into all of your thoughts and intricacies with your teaching methods. I'm always intrigued by hearing different people's methods and what you're looking for in students. So that'd be a lot of fun. So, Risky, DraftKings. A lot of people could have got free memberships this week.
Yeah.
You guys, golly, you guys should have.
Yeah, we did terribly.
Oh, man. And I thought we had a pretty good lineup. But that's the way it goes sometimes. And the winner who won the 500 Gs didn't even have DJ in there as the winner. So it's not always about picking the winner with DraftKings. It's about picking the best combination of players. So not so good.
No. Yeah.
We would have given out a ton of free memberships this week. So we're going to do this every week.
Yeah, let's do it.
We're going to do it every week. If you play DraftKings, and we don't have any affiliation with them anymore. We just like DraftKings, and it's a lot of fun to do it. But if you guys tag 2 people in our Instagram and beat us this week, then we'll give you a free yearly membership with golfcritique.com. And
free year-long membership.
Yep. Give us some time to get those perks on. We know. Hey, you're buying a membership to get perks. We're building perks like crazy with golfcritique.com. So once we get them into your area, hey, you get a free membership just for the first year, which will give us a little bit more time. So one of those places that we hope to have on in the future is Silverado over in Napa. And Jake, with you being from there, they got the Safeway Open this week in the beautiful Napa, California. Give us some any good recommendations on all the great wine out there in Napa?
Oh God, Paradox is one of my favorite spots to go sit outside. I guess if I were just to throw one quickly off the top of my head, there's an unlimited amount of awesome spots to crush wine and have fun. And I love that tournament. Obviously, they've got a whole bunch of wine vendors they bring out. So you just go kind of rip around the Safeway floor. Safeway sponsors it. So you jump in, you walk around. There's about 40 or so vendors. Obviously they all have their wine, and you go and you try a whole bunch of them, and you go out, walk around, watch golf. It sucks. It's one of my favorite events of the year. I love walking around, and can't do it this year due to the fires and COVID. So
sure.
It's a bummer, but it'll be fun to watch. Certainly, yeah. If you haven't been out there to Napa Wine Country, it's unbelievable. Just hoping they can contain those fires, so more of it doesn't burn down. It's just absolutely brutal.
Yeah, that's tough. Are you guys open in restaurants? Are they allowed to open as long as they're serving food?
Yeah, they just have to be outside.
Oh,
Can't
so it's
inside.
still outside.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. Now I take it that wineries can't, or they can.
Wineries, so they have to. The way they get away with it is, and that goes with a lot of like bars too. Is you have to serve food with drinks.
Okay.
So that you're not just a bar. So I think you technically have to be a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
But if you sell food with every drink, then you're not just a bar. So
Gotcha.
I know a lot of places get away with it.
Oh yeah,
doing that.
We're doing it here in North Carolina
I'd be
too.
eating my weight in charcuterie boards, that's for sure.
There's so many pop-up delis happening at bars here lately.
No, yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Well, at Silverado, great place. Not, it's interesting golf course because it's not very long. It's only 71.66, and for the PGA Tour, that's pretty much average now. It's par 72, but the scoring average, I was shocked. Last year, did they play at Silverado last year?
Mm-hmm.
71.2. I was pretty shocked by that. So it plays pretty tough, even though it's not too difficultly long. Have you got to play out there at Silverado?
Yeah, I've played Silverado a few times. It is kind of a tricky golf course. It's you don't see a whole lot of people going super low out there, but it's like you said, it's not overly long. It's got kind of an interesting vibe to it. Every time I play there, I'm not making a whole lot of birdies there. It's a great golf course. Johnny Miller. He's got a place out there on one of the holes.
Nice.
I love it. I mean, anywhere in wine country. Mayakama is unbelievable out there too. But yeah, I love Silverado. Great golf course.
Any tips on this week's picks? Do you think it's going to favor the long hitters, the shot makers?
Brendan Steele wins it every year. I just pick him for the three-peat. Did he win last year?
Cameron
won last year.
Cameron won last year.
Oh, Champ, that's right. It was
Cameron Champ.
He won the 2 years before. So I'm gonna say Brendan Steele. He loves winning that tournament.
Well, you know what's so funny? I had him in the pick. So Chris Mason, a friend of mine, his instructor down in San Diego, and I had him in the lineup this week for DraftKings, but I couldn't afford him, and I couldn't make the
couldn't make it work.
I couldn't make it work. That's where it gets difficult. So. But there are some pretty good notables. I mean, we got
really
Phil.
What I thought was interesting is Cameron Champ won last year, and he's not defending his title this year.
That is interesting.
When does that ever happen?
Huh. I wonder why he's not playing this year.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I know that he was, I don't know. Maybe it's the fires. Maybe it's just everything that's going on with COVID. I mean, you got people that are just not going to do it.
Yeah.
They're just not ready to make that leap just yet. I mean, you guys are in a hotbed of COVID up there, aren't you? My sister's a nurse up there, and she sees it a lot still.
Yeah. Yep. I think it seems to be bad everywhere. I think we're like steady. It's not going up or down.
Okay. Well, that's
where
good
it's
news.
at.
Yeah, that's good news. So, Well, Phil, Sergio, Spieth, notables in the field. I don't know. Spieth still continues his struggles. It'll be interesting with a less than top field. Well, I guess we could say that. It's not the elite field.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be an elite field this week to kind of see where he kind of goes. If he has a bad week this week, it'll be a little disappointing. I think it'll be mentally hard for him.
Oh, definitely.
Because that's going to be Phil. Phil's coming off a huge win on the senior tour. And so I'm sure he'll be in good spirits, but he'll be brought back to reality, I think, a little bit. Because I think they were paying like 6,400 yards or 6,600 yards at Branson. So, it's going to be interesting to see.
Mm-hmm.
How about this? Par 5s rank 13 hardest among all courses on tour. And in the last 3 seasons, only 6 courses have had fairways hit lower than the North Course. That's pretty interesting. So, have had more fairways hit.
Yeah. So it plays the 7th lowest percentage fairways hit.
So I would say based on that stat, one, you got Poa in your greens, Poa bent greens, So you're going to have to be a good putter, and you're going to have to hit the ball a long way because you're going to be in the rough a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I'm not quite loving my picks, but we'll get Jake's opinion. We may have to switch this up a little bit this week, but we'll see. But there's other factors this week.
Yeah, the air quality.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Do you even where you're at? Silverado, I take, is north of you, correct, Jake?
Yeah, north. Hour 20 minutes, hour and a half. roughly.
Yeah, so definitely closer to the fires that's burning. Are you guys having the air quality issues right there where you're at as well?
Yep. Yeah, it's bad everywhere.
Yeah.
Been hovering around 100. It's like this. It's super creepy out right now. It's like the sky is like yellow. It's like dark. It's weird out there, man. It's weird.
Yeah, I've seen some crazy photos on the internet of it looks like an apocalyptic world. I'm sure it's early morning, but the sky is literally red.
Yeah, it has that vibe for sure.
Well,
It's
do you
crazy.
remember last year when that down in LA in the Malibu area when that one town got wiped out?
Mm-hmm.
It was like middle of the day and it was pitch black.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't see nothing. It was insane. So man, you guys
Those
have a
fires
beautiful
out there.
place to live, but wow, you guys got to deal with a lot of headaches.
Yeah.
Earthquakes, fires.
Yeah, earthquakes.
all
Oh my
that
gosh,
shit.
we
Yep.
just had an earthquake here.
Yeah,
The
that was
other
a
week, too.
weak
Oh,
earthquake.
did you?
I mean, maybe it was weak down here, but I felt it. I don't think it was.
I didn't
It was
feel
like
it.
5.6 or something.
I mean, that's pretty.
It was decent size.
I was actually
You'll
living in
feel that.
California during the 7.2 or 7.4. I forget what it was. 7.2 when the Oakland A's were playing that night of the San Francisco.
Oh yeah.
That was back in the 90s. Yeah, 90s, way back.
I think it was 88.
Oh, it was 88. Wow, that just shows
Jeez.
how old I'm getting. That's terrible. Because I was in middle school, I think. Oh gosh, I'm getting
Still
old.
waking up from surgery yesterday.
Yeah. Had some good sleep. So, all right. Well, let's jump into DraftKings. Wow. Let's jump into DraftKings for this week, and then we're gonna learn all about Jake and his passion
Let's
about
hear it.
music and teaching, and kind of go through a little bit of his career. This week, I'm not totally committed that we're gonna go with these picks, but right now, this is who we got. We're going to start off 8,700 with Mr. Sam Burns. I like Sam. I think he's trending in the right direction. He's a young kid. He's made 11 of 19 cuts, but he's only had one top 10. But I felt like he's going with this field. I think he's in a good place, and it's going to take a young guy. In the second slot, I put in now. I don't know about this pick, but we'll see. I put in Jim Furyk. You know, he's just Mr. Steady, consistent. He always usually makes the cut. He's a top 10 machine. He did 17 last year, but he's only made half the cuts this year. So we may be doing some swapping out on Jim this week. My pick this week is Sergio. He's 3 top 10s, 13 of 15 cuts. I think Sergio could get it done this week.
I like that pick.
So I'm gonna go with Sergio. I'm gonna go with another California kid. Well, he's not a kid anymore. Guy Pat Perez. I feel like Pat's been playing pretty good this year, and 12 of 18 cuts, 2 top 10s, and he was priced pretty good at 7,000. And then Rogers. He's a Stanford kid, isn't he? Patrick Rogers.
Yep.
Yeah, so I figured he'd had some local knowledge of that golf course. I really like his game. Hits the ball a long way. Priced pretty good, $7,600. 20 of 27 cuts. The cuts seem bigger this year. Like there seems a lot more miscuts this year than I've seen in quite some time. I don't know what it is about that here this year, but I mean Sergio by far had the best cut ratio of 13 to 15. And then we're going to take a North Carolina kid again, Harold Varner III. He seems to play very good on an off-week field.
Definitely.
And he always seems to be out there around the top. He's a good player. And so we'll see.
Yeah,
so
I
the
think
only
that's a
one
good
I'm
pick.
questioning is Furyk, just for the air quality. It's a tougher golf course, but he hits a ton of fairways. I mean, he's probably the best ball striker on tour. Probably
Yeah.
still. I bet his numbers are still the best ball striker on tour. I mean, that dude can hit where we need to hit all the time. So,
Right on.
so that'll be our picks this week. So again, if you beat us, it's not that you're only playing DraftKings, but you also playing us. If you beat us, then we will award you. But you have to tag 2 people on Instagram
And let us know what place you came in.
and let us know what place you came in. Yeah. So you got to tag them and then hit us up again and say, hey, I placed this. Or we can kind of look to what we're not going to know your handle on DraftKings. So tell us what place you have and then we'll give you a free membership
What's
we're
the
gonna
deadline?
double check you, so don't be lying.
What's the deadline here for entry?
You got to be in by Thursday. Well, it's tonight, 8:00, I think.
Yeah.
Or
so
midnight.
whenever the
Maybe it's midnight.
DraftKings closes.
Yeah, I mean they got to be in the tournament.
Right on.
So if you're already in, all you got to do is tag 2 friends. That's it. So if you're a DraftKinger like us, then make sure you do that. Jake, any picks for you this week? Any?
Brendan Steele.
Oh yeah, you
my
picked
guy.
Brendan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. That's going to be interesting to see what he does.
I like Patrick Rogers too. I really like he plays well there. I think. Those would be my 2.
Okay. Well, we might try to see if we can't finagle Brendan Steele because he does play. I forgot about that he played. He's had a couple wins there. So we may have to do some mixing around, but we'll have to give up somebody in order to do that. So that'd be tough. So.
Fjord.
All right, Jake. Well, let's get into you, man. That's what we're here for. We want to learn all about you.
Yeah.
Our goal with this podcast is always to highlight great people in the industry. And we love what you're doing, man. We love how you're kind of taking a fresh spin on the game and bringing in a lot of young people to the game. I think there's a lot of you California guys that are doing that. And man, you guys got some players out there. So you got 2 things to compete with. You got to compete with how you can draw in that young crowd, and you got to have some knowledge because those kids can shoot 60s in California pretty consistently. So it's pretty amazing to see how many California kids are shooting in the 60s these days. So, Jake, let's go. What got you in? You're a hockey player. Let's talk about how we got into the videos, how we got into the music. How'd you get started in the game?
Yeah, so when I was playing hockey in school out east, we would just all work at a golf course. In the summertime, school would end. Summertime, we'd all hang out, live together, play men's league, and then work at the golf course, and just kind of fell in love with it there. We'd all play and we all sucked, but we had a good time, and it was kind of just the pursuit of wanting to get better at it and realizing that was I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know you could make a living teaching and playing golf and having that. Didn't know that existed. So joined the PGA program, got through that. And I've just been kind of getting more obsessed with it every day. Just started kind of reading everything, studying, researching, asking a ton of questions. And I just love the fact that there's just so many different ways to do it. I hate being told what to do, how to do something. I like going out and searching a little bit and kind of putting my own spin on things.
Absolutely.
And golf is just kind of the perfect medium. Also, the whole music thing, I've been producing and playing music since I was 10, probably younger than that. My mom made me take piano lessons when I was probably 8, maybe even younger than that, 7 or 8. Hated it. She told me, obviously you're going to thank me one day. So thanks, Mom. Obviously, that was huge. And so didn't really, not until say about 1.5 years ago, I just started, I thought why not throw some music at the end of some of these golf videos I'm trying to make to kind of spice it up a bit. And that's just, that was the first, I want to play some G with my friends, but they won't. And that was just kind of after every video. Now I try to make songs that relate to the tip so that you're humming the tip after you listen to the video, and kind of, if it gets stuck in your head and you won't forget it, that to me is a successful tip. So it's kind of, I think the music part helps it kind of simplify it. So when you're on the course, you may find yourself humming it, easier to recall, and just fun. I like making people laugh, having fun, getting people to take golf a little bit less seriously, maybe.
Sure.
Like you guys said. Yeah. So that's,
yeah, that's awesome.
A lot of fun.
Can you, if somebody who hasn't seen you on Instagram, can you give us a little taste of one of your music raps?
Well, the OG one is I want to play some G with my friends, but they won't invite me because I suck. And there's a guy going, wah! You get the beat going. So, that one I was just humming, I was just walking around, just kind of brainstorming one day, and that just kind of came to me. So I recorded it and just threw a beat on it. And at first the beats didn't start until after, and then I started putting the beats over when I'm talking to kind of spice it up even more. So it's kind of just slowly turned into, each little video I put out, it's kind of like its own little production. Try and keep them really short and simple. I got sick of having to, sit through a painful 40-minute long YouTube video only to get, 13 seconds out of it. So I was like, well, why don't you just cut all the shit out and
Sure.
have it be 13 seconds so you don't have to waste your time. And I just that was kind of the inspiration. Plus at the time, Instagram, you could only post minute-long videos, so I had to learn to get my message across really quickly. I wasn't, YouTube kind of bored me. There was just too many videos. I guess they were just too. I couldn't sit through them anymore, and I thought Instagram was a cool medium to throw out some short, thing that I looked at it and kind of thought this is an easy way to navigate. Let's just put a whole bunch of stuff on there and see what happens. And so it's been a fun ride.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I think, anytime that you can incorporate music, I know that there's some apps out there that kind of do like music as a rhythm, just to try to get you in rhythm. Do you try to do that as well, or are you doing it more from a memory? Because it seems like you can remember a song much easier than you can remember reading a paragraph or.
Totally. Yeah. I think, there's definitely, you can, I have a few tracks that I've made, where, you have a beat, obviously, 1, 2, 3, 1, or, there's fast tempo, slow tempo. So you can get really creative with music and tempo for sure. That's one thing that I've been experimenting a lot with. But mostly I don't use it so much. I do have a couple tempo videos, but for the most part, the song is there for you to hum so you can remember the tip after it's done.
Sure.
Yeah, so, I think since you posted that lag video, I've said that to myself at least twice a day. Lag.
Yeah.
That one got me. That was so funny. I love all those videos. They crack me up.
He's a big fan.
Yeah, I am a big fan.
Oh, that's fine. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, it's all about just making people laugh. People are always cracking up and sending me messages like that Under the Noodle song. People are like, I cannot get it out of my head.
Oh yeah, the Under the Noodle one too. Yeah. God, it's good stuff.
Yeah, I'll have to catch up on all these little rhythms because I think that's great. I mean, I think something unique, something different. So, people learn differently. I think that's what's awesome about this. And, that's something that's great about golfcritique.com as well, is that when you go to the instructor pages, it shows their uniqueness. It's going to tell all about the instructor. It's going to be able to allow you to post these small little videos that you want your students to learn about you and learn who you are. So these are always great avenues to find on golfcritique.com. So make sure you guys check it out. And hopefully we'll get Jake's page up and running here soon, which will be great. And you'll be able to see him firsthand if you don't have Instagram and you're not following him on Instagram. So we'll try to get some of those cool videos and tempo videos and remember those music. The lag, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, no, I'll show you when we're done here. We'll go through his page and watch them all. No.
That's awesome. Well, so let's jump into not only are you teaching, first I want to get into kind of what your philosophy is. Any mentors, any people that you really look up to and kind of revolve your teaching around, or do you just basically, hey, I'm my own unique person. I want to become that person other people learn from.
Yeah, I mean, I have so many influences, but I never shadowed anyone. I wanted to I didn't want my ideas to get skewed with anyone else's. And I thought that kind of the search and the journey was the fun part anyway. So I didn't want anyone giving me the answers. I would say the biggest influence would definitely be George Gankis. I watched him. I saw, him on Instagram and his YouTube videos and his style. And I saw someone doing it at a really high level that had that vibe.
Sure.
Hadn't seen it before. And so that really, kind of, I guess, gave me that nudge where I was like, this is what I want to do. yeah, so I mean, I subscribe to his site. I've subscribed to just about every site, but what stood out to me is he knew his shit. And I was watching it saying, holy shit, like I have a lot of work to do if I want to get to this level. And so I just, kept studying and watching everyone's videos and reading as much as I could and studying what the best players do and all that. And so I would say, yeah, so he'd be my biggest influence. And then in terms of everything else, in terms of having a mentor or shadowing someone, I think I've probably shadowed a total of 3 instructors, maybe a total of 3 times. And then everything else is I just like messing around on my own the most. That was, again, the kind of the fun part for me. So it's been really fun. I've got a long way to go, a lot more work. It's never ending, but it's just so much fun. I love it.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And Gigi has done a great job. He is, he's really done a tremendous job building his brand and building his student base. I mean, he definitely has a ton of students that are doing really, really well. I mean, that's good to see. He's got, some instruction. Do you have an idea of, any training aids that you're thinking about? Do you work on that at all?
Sure. I use a whole bunch. It totally depends on what the student's problem is. If they have a face issue, if they have a path issue, that'll depend on, I use pool noodles, coat hangers, the golf hanger. They have a cool, the structure ball fits in between your arms. That's a good one. Mm-hmm. Mainly it's just using objects for students to miss, either swinging over them or swinging under them. And then, the hanger, you put the hanger on the club, and if their club face is too open, you just say, feel the hanger more on the hand, or if it's too closed, you might say, all right, let's feel the hanger a little bit more off. I do a lot of constraints-based drills where the student's not thinking about a whole lot, just kind of reacting to feels, watching the ball, understanding ball flight laws, understanding their miss, why the miss happens. Is it being able to diagnose? Is it a face issue? Is it a path issue? Maybe it's a contact issue with the driver. Do you understand gear effects? You can hit pull, or you can hit, hooks a couple different ways. And most people aren't aware of where they're hitting making contact. And so it's more guiding the student, never giving them the answer, making sure that they're learning. I'd say the majority of what I do is teaching people how to learn better, learning how to learn. That's definitely one of my mottos and that took me a long time to figure out, how does learning actually work? What does it look like?
I like that.
And it's a long process. Golf is incredibly difficult, but once you start to get engaged with the process and how it works and what it looks like, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think, teaching is all about finding a way to make the student understand the fastest, depending on how he or she learns. And that's why I love training aids, because I always say what you feel and what you're actually doing is 2 totally different things. And so if we can get them in that setting to where they can actually feel exactly what we're seeing, that's a huge positive for us.
Definitely.
So let's jump into finish up with your podcast. Let's talk about how you guys started in podcasting and what your goals are and what your message is.
Yeah, the message is fun. Grow the game, have fun. Golf is for grow the game, have fun. Golf is for everyone. There you go. There's a little.
There you go.
Love it.
A little rap there. It's kind of going away from that country club vibe, which is totally cool. Nothing wrong with going out and playing a beat up Muni and smashing a few beers and having fun with the boys or the girls or whoever it is, and I guess letting everyone know that type of golf is acceptable. I think golf is looked at, it has been for a long time, much less so now as, it being this very You have to wear a collar, you have to go out and be very uptight, you have to make sure you don't mess up or walk in someone's line or whatever. And that keeps a lot of people from the game, especially. I was talking to one of my old roommate from one of the kid I played hockey with in school. And, he's just picking up the game for the first time. And if you've never played, it's terrifying, all the rules. And, you're afraid of people getting pissed. And it's just like, I've heard about this golf thing and it just sounds like a pain in the ass. I'm just going to, I think there's so many people that have that attitude. And so that's, I'm trying to shed light on the fact that that's not what golf is or what it has to be. It can be, I don't want to say a shit show, but it can be, it can be a shit show and without you disrespecting the game or without you doing anything wrong. Keep up with the pace of play, repair your divots, don't ruin anything. You go out and have an unbelievable day.
Yeah, no, I agree. But it's really kind of cool. So I'm pretty happy with how golf has evolved, because I think a lot more people are thinking like you're thinking, even beyond just the local munis. I saw a story here lately where we're about to do the US Open up at Wingfoot, and that's what they were talking about is, you think Wingfoot as this most revered upscale country club, only the wealthiest of the wealthy are going to be at that club. And the whole article was about, hey, they just want to have fun. Like they want to bring new people to the game. And so I commend all these different country clubs for kind of getting rid of that stigma. And I think that they're starting to see a return from that. I even think the guys who have money, I mean, look at that's the one thing that I've really noticed. Like you look at like the CEOs and the guys that are out there, they're no longer wearing suits. They're wearing open collar shirts, or they're wearing t-shirts, or they're just, they're not showing that they're worth $1 bazillion. They're just cool guys that work their ass off and found success. And they want a place where they can go and chill, where they don't have to be all uptight like they are at work. Like they just can come and have a good time, have a place to release and relax. And I'm with you, Jake. I think for far too long, we made it too proper. Like, this is recreation. Let people have some fun. Yeah, still be respectful of the sport, but you don't have to, if you want to wear jeans to dinner at the club, like, come on. Like, you want people in the door, right? Like, when you say you have to wear khakis to come to dinner, like, it's just silly to me. And I think that's what we've got to do a better job of. But I was happy to see that. And now they have these motorized bikes that, I know that a couple clubs here in Pinehurst have done. I know there's some, they're starting to show up everywhere where they're getting on these motorcycles with their clubs between their legs, and they're like having a great time and just having a lot of fun. So those are the things that I think we need to do a better job of just bringing some recreational, and that's how we're going to keep them. I mean, is golf booming in California like it's booming everywhere else?
Yeah, everyone's playing. You can't get tee times anywhere.
Yeah, see, that's amazing. And so, I mean, that's what we really want. I mean, some people say it's better than the 90s. And let me tell you, on the 90s, you couldn't get a tee time. You were on a waiting list to get a tee time.
Yep.
So it's pretty incredible. Well, Jake, I can't tell you, man. It's great to have people who are young and vibrant and think outside the box and realize that, hey, if I want to bring young people into this game, I'm probably not going to be, putting on my three-pleated khakis and just trying to be the typical golf pro.
Definitely not. Does anybody even wear pleated pants anymore?
Oh, you'd be surprised.
They're out there. But, I think there's a time and a place for it, certainly. I think that it's giving voice to the other side. There's totally having, I think there's still definitely a place for that. And I love the old school, the courses with rich history. And I think you have to uphold that. I just think the other side, we're trying to grow the game. So the other side needs a voice too. They can all coexist. But like you said, I think that other side, I think they're looking on the other side saying, wow, that looks like fun. Maybe we can incorporate that. And, over time those courses will allow a little bit more of it. But yeah, it's just all about everyone coexisting and just growing the game.
Yeah, definitely a lot of cool things happening in golf. I love it.
Definitely.
So many great things. Well, we want to definitely give you a chance to let people know how they can get a hold of you and how they can touch base with you. I know you do a lot of stuff with the Skills app, but give us your Instagram handles. Give us some of those kind of things that you got going on.
Everything's Jake Hutt Golf. If you type it in Twitter, YouTube, Instagram is where I communicate most with people. Shoot me a DM. And then, yeah, Skilla, same thing. You just put in Jake Hutt, type it in there. I've got all my links to everything are on just jakehuttgolf.com. So that's also a good place to start if you want to, if you do want to learn online, or if you do want to do a playing lesson out here in the Bay Area. It's just go to jakehuttgolf.com. That's probably the easiest way. And then for all the content, all the free stuff on Instagram, front page, everything's there. I'm always posting on my stories. And then I do have a premium option where you join my close friends list on Instagram. I pump out extra stuff, and I've got a separate website with a whole bunch of videos and kind of everything that I have on Instagram. I have it all organized, so it's easy to search. Instagram, it's easy to get lost on there. So
Definitely.
yeah, so that's hopefully it's easy to find me out there.
Yeah, definitely. JakeHuttGolf.com has everything you need. All right. Well, Golf Nation, that's all the time we have for today. Make sure you check out the show on Golf Hub. If you're not watching it there already, you definitely should be. You can also find us on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, and Instagram as @Golf Nation Podcast, and on Facebook as @Golf Nation Pod. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions for Jeremy, myself, or the show, send us a DM on Instagram or send us an email at info@golfcritique.com, and it'll go straight to me. That's all I got for him, Jay.
All right, man. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. Sorry, my voice is a little raspy today. Sticking something down my throat during surgery and pulling out. They said it would be a little sore, and it's definitely
It was a tube, Jeremy. It wasn't just something.
Yeah,
They didn't just stick something down your throat during surgery.
Exactly. Stick a tube down my throat. But no, it's great to be back. It's great to be feeling a little bit better today. But I do want to thank everybody again for the support. Make sure that if you want to get into the DraftKings and play us for a free year-long membership with golfcritique.com, all you have to do is get in. We're only in the $3 game today. So $3.
Cheap.
That's all it's going to cost you. $3 to get into the game. And then if you beat us, then we're going to hook you up with a $59.99 year-long membership. But remember, that's the icing on the cake. You're going to save 10, 20, 30, 40% off rounds through our perk partners. And you're going to love what you have to find from an instruction standpoint. As we say, it's not a better time to learn how to play the game. Your friends are playing. Pick up a club, get out, hit Jake up, get some of his lessons. And it doesn't matter if you're here in North Carolina or you're in California. You can take lessons with Jake, which is awesome. And I think you're going to really like what you have to learn from him. But next week, we're going to be back with another great episode. Risky's going to be in Nashville next week, so the show is going to be a little bit different.
Yeah, it'll be long distance.
A little long distance. He'll be outside of the studio, but really excited about that. So, but until then, man, learn as much as you can. Live your life to the fullest. Play golf forever. I'm Jeremy Lee. Risky. Jake Hutt, thanks so much for being on the show.
Yeah, thanks, Jake.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, gentlemen, this is Golf Nation, and we'll see you on the tee.